Alright man, so we're back with another Bleach Rebirth of Souls trailer, and this week we have another ESPADA, with it being Harribel. So let me know in the comments, man, were y'all excited about this? And also, which do y'all actually call her? Because I was looking up some things and there's actually two different names. Some people say Halibel and some people say Harribel. Let me know which one you actually use to pronounce her name and to say her name. I know it's different depending on the translations and things like that, man. But today's anime question is going to be, as it always is, what is your favorite thing from the trailer as we see it? And also let me know how likely it is that you think that we're going to finish out the list with probably Baragon and also Kyori Stark, because I do think they are probably guaranteed characters. It seems like they're filling out the top of the ESPADA, man. But let's go ahead and look at this trailer, man. As you know, we'll look at it and we'll break these things down after, man. Okay. So expecting to see, normal form, then Resurrection. Maybe she's gonna be a little bit of a zoner, since we know that she can like fire out her Ceros at like a wide range. Let's go. Okay. Fighting Toshido, maybe? Oh, Aura Gauge, so she has something different. And new music, okay. What we got here? I figured, yep, Seto. Ooh, looks fast, too. Oh, that one's a slash. A 3-part slash. Okay. Now, Resurrection. Nice looking model. I think did they cover up her boobs? Okay. Why'd they censor her out of everybody? Okay, we got a nice little animation. We have to go back and read these things. Did they censor her? Am I tripping? Looks like they did a little bit. Interesting. Okay, so we look at some things with Harribel. Now, keep in mind, when I brought up the censoring, man, it's not really that big of a deal to me, but I did want to, point it out that it did seem like they censored her normal and also her resurrection. Mainly just the under area, but, I can understand, them doing some things. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments. But for me, not too big of a deal. But Trace ESPADA, whose goal is to have a world without sacrifices, she becomes stronger the more she attacks enemies in a combo. So, we look at the first ability. It's going to be, she has another gauge. We have another gauge, so we're going to miss out on the signature action, but it's the Aura Gauge. Accumulates when Halibel's attacks lands on the opponent. When the gauge accumulates over 50%, the attack power increases, and the performance of each move will be enhanced. This gauge will gradually decrease when an attack doesn't land for a certain amount of time. This basically just seems like it's going to give you a little bit of a damage boost, kind of a little bit similar to what we have from Otaku and also the Fear Gauge as well. Seems like most of these gauges just give you a little bit of a damage boost. Of course, some of them have some more unique features, but this one looks pretty straightforward. As long as you continually land attacks, you're going to be able to deal more damage. The spiritual pressure move 1 is going to be the Ola Azul, a long-range attack that charges the spiritual pressure to blade and then fires. The damage is not great, but is useful to accumulate the aura gauge and keep foes at bay from a distance. So we see this one, it's a pretty quick projectile, basically like a Cero, and this one seems like it'll be pretty interesting, especially some of the things that we learned from the demo. It seems like the spiritual pressure move 1 is going to take 50 SP, and it seems like number 2 is going to take 100 SP, and each bar is about 150 for each character. It could vary depending on if some characters have a little bit more energy, but this basically means that you should be able to get 3 of these out of a full meter if these things stay consistent with each character, which isn't too bad to have a ranged projectile for your actual first spiritual pressure move. And it says the damage isn't the best, but maybe if you compare the aura gauge with that, maybe this damage can be better. The spiritual pressure move 2 is going to be I'll Show You, a triple strike combo that executes a large rising strike. The aura slash can greatly accumulate if lands, but can be guarded, so you must be careful when to activate. And this basically just looks like a basic combo move, nothing too crazy. It's not unguardable, but it's something that's going to allow you to build your aura gauge. Me personally, from what it's looking like, if I'm using Harribel, I don't think I'm going to be using the spiritual pressure move 2 that often. I'll probably mainly be using 1 depending on what the damage looks like, but I think one of the key things with this character is going to determine on what is her signature action. If her signature action is her being able to spam a Cero or some type of range technique, I think this makes this character pretty balanced, but right now most of her moves look pretty simple, so I think this is probably going to be, the female or ESPADA character that's easy to pick up, a little bit similar to Ukiora, even though you do have to manage her health. Harribel looks like she's pretty much going to be an easy to use character, with her awakening being performance is enhanced by releasing Tiburon with Resurrection. By increasing attack performance, it would be easier to push through the opponent. Also, Halibel's weapon will change from a dagger to a long sword, and the reach will extend, making the option extend to mid-range. So this basically just seems like she's going to have some of the same moves, but her sword's going to be different, and she's going to have a little bit of better range with some more attack things. So it seems like some of these characters that we've been getting towards the end, while they're not as unique, it's not, you know, just a bad thing, because, you know, it does make it a little bit easier for you to play with them. But it does seem like, you know, they're still having the visuals look very nice, but it does seem like some of the abilities are starting to become a little bit more basic, where it's just attack, power boost, and things like that. But like I said, this is completely fine, especially if you're not trying to pick up a character that's going to be extremely difficult to learn, and, you know, you just want to play the game and hop on. And her final description says, characterized by overwhelming, unrelenting attacks that will leave the opponent no time to rest. So let's actually go back and look at this trailer again. Alright, man, so we're back here looking at the trailer, man, and of course we know we've already seen this map. This is the Kamakura map that we got to see with Aizen versus Yamamoto in Aizen's trailer. We get to see the nice little model shot right there. Okay, we get to see a little bit of her light combo after this. So we got the aura gauge, which we know accumulates from landing attacks. Her range doesn't look the highest from what we see from her sword, but she looks a little quick, so, you know, there could be some balance in there. Get the spiritual pressure move 1. You see this is a pretty fast projectile. Doesn't seem like it just takes that long to come out. I mean, I would have preferred if it maybe had a little bit more of like a horizontal range over vertical, but it's fine. And then we got this one. This one actually seems like it does travel a little bit of a distance, because the sword does extend when she activates this. We got the nice little perfect flash step. Nice little animation. Then we get to see her activate her resurrection, which is lovely. We get to see the water and the stuff like that, man. It's pretty nice. Nice little transformation. We can even see her cutting through. Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. And then we get to see the moves. The moves look a little bit similar. Maybe, like I said, it's a little bit more reach, but nothing too crazy with Harribel. Like I said, I think pretty simple, easy to pick up. Most people might be able to play with her if you want to use one of the ESPADAs, but you're not really trying to have a deep little, you know, skill gap right now. Definitely seems like Shunsui might be one of the more harder characters to play with, depending on how, you know, advanced his child's game is going to be. And a nice little final shot right there. And the last thing to look at before we finish things up, man, is just some very small things with Noitada. As you know, he was leaked, so, you know, we got to react to him quite a little bit earlier. But they did notice that they did release that basically some long, you know, some things, but the main thing is his special flash attack, spiritual pressure move 1, and spiritual pressure move 2 are all unblockable techniques. But it says although they are difficult to hit with a large gap, it does seem like I said in my video, he's an unblockable character. He's going to be very good at breaking through your guard. And we actually look at his chart, nothing too crazy, like his speed and stuff is low. It actually says that he's not an easy character to use, probably because you have to manage when to actually activate your unblockables. But he has some of the highest power, and he has some of the highest toughness, obviously, with him having his hero, which is going to allow him to, you know, strengthen his skin. And we can also see that his technique isn't really the best, and also his reach isn't the best. So he's going to be a very close-up character, which means he might have a little bit of trouble when it comes to zoners. But depending on how you use the armor, this character maybe is going to be somebody that you can maybe use in the game. But that's going to be it for today's character trailer, man. I don't think we're getting a special trailer this week. I think the next special trailer with maybe Morita-san is going to be next week. So if we do release something else with Bleach this week, y'all look forward to that, man. But let me know how y'all actually felt about Harribel, seeing some of her abilities and things like that. It kind of seems like she's an easier character, so let me know what's your thoughts on that also. And also with them censoring some things, are you worried about them censoring some things when it comes to blood and stuff like that as well, since that is something that maybe connects. If they're censoring some of, you know, the cleavage things, there is a chance that when it comes to the story mode, maybe they might censor some of the blood that we normally would see in the anime. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell, do all those nice things, and I'm gonna see y'all next week, man. Yeah.